Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Hope you're swell. Hope you're ready. Hope you're great. People are mowing the lawns outside, so I don't know how much time I have. I'm probably have to maybe cut it at some point and resume later. We'll see. Hopefully I get like 20 minutes just to record before we start mowing again. Give me 20 minutes, guys. Give me 20 minutes. This machine is so loud. Yeah, but we need cut grass though. We need mowed lawns. Hey yo, last night there was this massive, I thought it was a roach scuttling across the kitchen. It was late at night, like midnight. I was in the kitchen, I saw this thing moving and it hid behind the oven. I was like, oh, hell no. Listen, I'm a city boy, raised in the city. I'm not used to these creatures of the dark. So, whenever I see bugs, I freak out. I'm good with like flies and bees and like, maybe like the stock standard spiders, like the daddy long legs. When you start getting exotic with spiders, that's when I start to freak out because I don't know what that is. What is it? What are the capabilities? Can that thing kill me? Does it want to kill me? I don't know. If I can't recognize it, I start to worry. Because now we're in like the F around and find out territory. I know that daddy long legs, they ain't gonna do nothing. I can squish them and there's no consequences. Some of these spiders might actually try to fight back. I ain't trying to take those sort of chances. I'm too young, 24, got my whole life ahead of me. I'm not playing with no damn spiders. Anyway, I have a very limited range of insects I'm willing to tolerate, critters I'm willing to tolerate and share space with. I ain't willing to share space with none of them. But there's very few I won't lose my mind when I see. This big ass roach type creature that I saw. Listen, I'm not used to roaches that size. I've never lived in areas that have roaches that big. This was one of those fat ones that you see in like The Mummy. You know the movie The Mummy? Brandon Fraser, that like actor guy. Brendan Fraser, whatever his name is. You go into the Egyptian tomb. You cast your torchlight. Were those beetles or like scarabs? Or what were those things? Well, the roaches that look like that, those big ass things that you cast torchlight on them and they scuttle away and you can hear them. And I saw something like that in the kitchen. I was like, hell no. Listen, I'm not proud of this, but I woke up my mother. I woke her up midnight. I said, you gotta take care of this. I'm not dealing with this. I didn't say it like that. I just told her what's going on, and she knew this guy is not going to do nothing. So she got out of bed, and the frustrating thing is she hit it with. So here in South Africa, we use we have brooms, but we prefer to use these I don't even know what to call them. They're made of straw. You bundle some straw together. Some strands of straw, I don't know how to say, pieces of straw together, and you use that as a broom. I just like it more. It's more efficient. You can reach more places. It's just easier to use. She used that to whack it, but she didn't kill it. She hit it really hard multiple times, but then it was still moving, and then she took her eyes off of it, and it was gone. I was like, listen, why wake up this late at the night to deal with the threat of this severity, only to let it escape? What if it attacks me late, like when I'm sleeping? Because now you've declared war. Like, if you're gonna try and kill it, you better make sure that you get it and you get it good. The lawnmower is in the background, hopefully scratching noises mask the buzzing. The buzzing can kind of be like background noise. Think of it as background noise if you can't hear it. Anyway, I was upset. I was like, you let it go? Oh man. Even now we don't know where it is. It could be like biding its time, healing. You know, like Batman in The Dark Knight Rises when Bane broke his back and he was banished to the Shadowlands, or like that underground prison, wherever he was, that cave prison, wherever he was sent. And Batman just spent his time healing, and working out, and training to become stronger. Like, what if the roach does that? My mom said it's not a roach. I don't know what it is. That monster. What if it just comes back with a vengeance? And now it's like it's looking for me because I'm the one who's snitching. I'm clearly the one who's not. I'm clearly the pussy, so it'll come to me instead of my mom. My mom wasn't scared of it at all. So it probably won't want smoke with her, but it'll be like, you are easy pickings. So I don't know. I think it's, I don't know where it is. We don't have evidence of the body. So that's the frustrating part. We don't know if it's dead or alive or what. That's what's scary. Very sloppy work for my mom. Very sloppy. It's like you had one job, kill it. Anyway, it just got me thinking, when I'm married and like we're in the house and some strange creature emerges, what's going to happen? If she's scared and I'm scared and the kids are scared, who's going to do? Who's saving the day? Am I going to call my mom? I don't know. I don't like bugs, man. I'm going to keep it a bug. Maybe like I'll summon some inner dad strength or something. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm kind of banking on. That I'll overcome my fear out of necessity. That's what I'm relying on right now because I'm like, man, I really don't like these things. Maybe I could marry someone who's just used to that. My mom was raised on a farm. That's the thing. She's a farm girl, so she's good with almost everything. The only thing she doesn't like, the only thing she doesn't like are chameleons. She grew up around chameleons and she always found them creepy, the way they can change colors and they can be on your clothes, you don't even notice them. She always found them like super, super disgusting. But like everything else, she used to beat snakes. She would whack snakes. She doesn't like snakes either, but you know, if she has to deal with one, she'll deal with it. If I saw a snake, I'm losing my damn mind. Hell no. But where are you that you're seeing snakes? I guess if you live in the countryside, you're going to see a whole bunch of things that you shouldn't be seeing. The monsters. We live amongst monsters, guys. Imagine being in Australia. Like where all the monsters are. Every type of monster you can possibly imagine is in Australia. Spiders the size of your face. They could sensually assault you if they wanted to. They could have their way with you. These are the type of creatures in Australia. Anyway, let's not talk about Australia. Bad vibes. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my own family. I'm not sure. I have to figure that out. Maybe I have to get a gun. That's a bit excessive. Okay, what am I saying? I don't know. What am I saying? Let's get a gun. I don't know where that came from. I'd love to own a gun, but it's not going to be very effective against insects. So, always have cans of spray at the ready. Here's the issue. I would have dealt with it myself if there was like cans of spray available. But we're out. It's mosquito season. Mosquitoes come out in the summer. So, you know, our insecticide is depleted. So I couldn't kill this damn thing with the spray. Because, you know, the spray is long distance, long range. You don't have to get close. But now, when you don't have it, you have no choice. You have to get up close and personal and scrap. Like the old days. Man, imagine living in a time before this one. You just have to deal with nature. Ugh. Crazy. That's insane, bro. Unacceptable. But yeah, maybe I should marry a farm girl. That solves a lot of issues. Listen, I can make up for it in other ways, man. I can make up for it in other ways. If I can be really, really excellent in other areas, you can look past the fact that I'm kind of a pussy, okay? You can look past that. I'll deal with the humans before I deal with bugs and things that crawl and make noises in the night. I'm less scared of actual humans who can actually do me harm. It's such an irrational fear too, because these insects can't actually do anything to me. At least I don't think so. This is the thing. This is what's scary. I don't know. I just don't want it on me. I don't want it near me. I don't want like nah. I don't want to see it. Like stop. So that's the thing. I don't know. With humans, I know what to expect, man. It's like you could be a 6'3" killer. I'll take my chances with you. I'm just okay. I don't know if that's actually true. If I'll take my chances with some 6'3" behemoth of a man, as opposed to like a bunch of fat roaches. All I know is I'll be less scared of the man, even though I know that logically he probably would do more harm to me than the roaches. The roaches would legitimately creep me out. I'd be screaming the entire time. Whereas if I had to like scrap with the dude, I'd probably lose. It'd probably kill me, but I wouldn't be scared. It's just I don't know what it is. I don't really. It's actually insane. Now that I think about it, I don't have much fear for men, but for dogs, count me out, man. Is that true though? Do I not fear any man? I mean, I don't know. I've never been in a situation where I met some guy that I'm like shaking in my boots, like, oh my god. There's a difference between knowing someone can beat you up versus being scared of them. I think fear is something else. Like, that's a particular emotion. I don't know if I've ever been scared of someone. You know, like, I don't know. There was this guy in high school that used to pick on me. He's a really tall guy. And for whatever reason, I don't know the psychology of these bully types. He would just single me out and try and mess with me. And it went on for like, it was so weird too, because it wasn't always that way with him. Like, for a time we were cool, and then one day he just switched up and decided I'm gonna stop picking him. Maybe he had issues at home or something, and he wanted to take it out on someone, and he thought I was an easy target. So, you know, for a while, maybe like a week or two, I just became his target. He was just like, I'm going to pick on you. And eventually, man, because I was just talking to someone, having a conversation, and he just decided to disrupt everything and start pushing me and stuff. I just did the calculus in my head. I'm like, I don't want to fight this guy, because obviously it's probably not going to end well. But if I just keep letting him do this, he's not going to stop. Because I could tell that this is just going to continue if I just let him be. Because I thought if I just ignore him, he'll stop. Because it wasn't always this way. So I thought, okay, let me just ignore him and he'll calm down. It was just getting worse. So I was like, okay, I guess we have to scrap. So I shoved him, and then he shoved me, and then we grabbed each other and we were grappling, and then everyone separated us. No fists were thrown or anything like that. And that was the end of it. After that, he left me alone. I think he saw that, yeah, okay, he'll actually do something about it. And throughout the whole thing, there was never any fear. It was just For me, it was like a cold calculation of like, if I just let him do this, I won't have peace. So yeah, I don't know. I never really dealt with that fear of a person in that way. Like, I don't know. It's just, if I have to confront someone, I will. It's not really a problem for me. If I have to, I'd rather not. I like to keep to myself. I'm really not that confrontational. If I can let something go, I will. If the only thing at stake is like pride and ego, man, I'll let it go, man. I'll move on. But if I'm genuinely at risk, like, or if, like, people I'm with are at risk, then I guess I have to step up. But I never want to. It's not fun. I've never understood that a lot of guys have a very low threshold for what they're willing to tolerate from other guys. And sometimes I think it's just ego. It's just like, oh, if I don't do something, people will think I'm a pussy or not. It's not worth it. I've seen guys get into fights with the most stupid things. And that was totally avoidable, man. You could have completely just moved past that. Who cares if he calls you names? Who cares? It's not worth it. So for me to get into a fight, like, it has to be really exceptional circumstances. And it's not about winning or losing. It's about standing up for yourself and making sure that you're safe and letting people know that they can't mess with you. That's what I learned from that situation with that bigger guy. Because, like, look, full on fight, he's 100% cleaning my clock. Guy was taller than me, man. He's big. Played rugby. Like, for me, it wasn't about winning. Because I don't know. You never know. You never know. Like, you could surprise people. You could surprise yourself. But it wasn't about winning. It was about showing them that if you do this, there's a consequence. Most people are rational enough, are sane enough to know that I don't want to get punched in the face every time I mess with this person. You have to be really unhinged to, like, want the pain that you get out of bullying someone. So this guy, he was rational enough to be like, yeah, this is not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze. And I knew that he would come to that conclusion. That's why I engaged. If I felt like this person cannot be reasoned with, I probably would have told a teacher or someone or something like that. And here's the thing. There's this weird notion that if you, like, rely on someone else, so if you quote unquote snitch, you speak to a teacher, you speak to someone like a prefect. We had prefects in our school, so you could talk to. I was actually, there was one of them went to the same church as me, so I was close with one of them. I can just go to one of these people and be like, "This guy's bullying me, help me," and I see no problem with that because I don't know. I guess in this culture, people are just like, if you rely on someone else, if you quote unquote snitch, you're a bitch. I was like, I don't know. That's so silly to me. People's opinions don't matter. What matters is that you're safe. You're going to school without worrying about anything. No one's taking advantage of you. No one's bothering you. And it's important that everyone participates. Everyone, like, can go to a teacher when necessary and expose bad behavior. Because then you maintain civility. You maintain decorum in the school. Otherwise, everyone just becomes a bunch of degenerates, and a whole bunch of horrible things go on unnoticed because no one's willing to say anything because of this strange code of silence, this immoral code of silence. I don't play those games. If I was like one of these black kids that grows up in these ratchet, crime-ridden black neighborhoods in the United States, and I witnessed a crime, I would 100% snitch. If you kill someone, you think I'm not going to say anything? No, I'm calling the cops. It was him. He lives in this neighborhood. These are his friends. I actually saw him dealing drugs one time, and yada yada. I have a whole list of crimes I've witnessed. Now that you're here, actually, there's a bunch of crimes I've been witnessing, and I guess I might as well tell you about those too. I don't care, because guess what? If everyone was like that, these neighborhoods would be safe. These neighborhoods would be safe. Kids wouldn't be dying in the streets. Drugs wouldn't be circulating as much as they are. But you're not allowed to snitch. Snitches get snitch. It's such a weird thing. People genuinely go out of the way to protect evil. It doesn't make sense. It's such an inverse of reality. And if you think about a culture, like the music that gets promoted, you'll see that people glorify murder and selling drugs and cheating on women and all these sort of things. But then, like, if you're someone who's well accomplished and you cooperate with law enforcement and all these sort of things, you're an upstanding member, you're married to your wife, and you don't cheat on your wife, you're just well behaved, that person is seen as a square and is just a lame and all these sort of things. So it's like a complete subversion of true morality and goodness. So the bad things are celebrated and the good things are shunned. I remember when Logic, the rapper, he had this line in one of his songs that said, "I love my wife." And people roasted him for that. They're like, this corny ass guy, yada yada yada. And he was roasting it because he said he loves his wife. Because people are just so used to like, fuck bitches, get money, yeah. It's ridiculous, bro. So yeah, you can't fool me with all that nonsense. I'll snitch. I'll tell everyone. Obviously, look, I have to also like make sure that I'm safe, because you know what they say, snitches get stitches. So I'd have to make sure that if I cooperate with police, I'm not putting myself at risk or my family at risk or anything like that, because some of these people are crazy. They'll genuinely like try and kill you for trying to protect your community. But I have no issue speaking up if need be. So going back to the school situation, the only reason I confronted this guy in the way that I did was because I felt like it could be easily and very quickly resolved by me just standing up to him myself. I didn't need to involve a teacher or anything like that, because I knew him, and I knew if I just show a bit of background, he'll leave me alone, and that's exactly what happened. So it wasn't that deep. But if I had to, I would 100% snitch on him, no problem. I wouldn't feel bad about it. Because I don't abide by these silly rules. My issue with high school, because like many people, I didn't enjoy high school. It wasn't that I was bullied or anything. People left me alone. I was weird in high school. I'm still weird. But people left me alone. I had people that I would hang out with. And I don't know if I had issues with anyone in particular. I've always been a bit controversial in terms of I would say things that people thought were outlandish. I've always kind of been that way, but I don't even know. I don't like saying I'm controversial. I'm not controversial. I feel like I just say what I believe. Because I don't say things for shock value. I say things because I actually think they're true. But this thing of me getting in trouble with certain groups of people has always been a thing. It's always been a thing. But it's not on purpose. It really is because I'm just being myself. But that being said, I always felt like, for the most part, I got along with everyone. Like, there wasn't a group of people that I can't hang out with those people, whatever. It's just, there were people I felt comfortable around and people I felt uncomfortable around. So there would just be groups that I just wouldn't hang around just because it wouldn't make sense to be hanging around them. But, you know, I talked to everyone. Everyone knew me and no one really bothered me. So my issue with high school wasn't necessarily that I was bullied. It was more so the academic side of things. I was just not a good student. I hated going to class. It always felt like such a massive waste of my time. So I just never used to do the work. I skipped exams a couple of times. I still passed somehow, by the grace of God. I came very close to repeating a grade. Very close. I should have technically repeated, but my maths teacher at the time allowed me to pass the grade because she just saw potential. She was like, it doesn't make sense for you to repeat. I think you're very smart, but you need to put up your socks. So please, just like next year, so the next year would have been my final year of high school. She was like, please just give it your all. I'm giving you this chance, she'll give it your all. I did not give it my all. I put in even less effort. Oh my gosh, guys. I felt bad because she gave me a chance and I didn't take it. Bro, I didn't study for any of my exams, to be honest. I just showed up and wrote and failed. I didn't fail most of them. I failed like maths. Guys, I'm not kidding when I say for math. I'm not proud of this. But I was so tapped out. I was so tapped out. Like I didn't care. I was just so like gone. I'm not exaggerating when I say I got a single digit mark from my maths exam. I think we had 2 maths exams, maths paper 1 and maths paper 2. I think for both of them I got single digit marks. I might have gotten like, and these papers were not out of 100, they were out of like 200. Like a lot of marks. In America, y'all have the letter system. I think, at least that's what's portrayed to us in the media. I don't know how y'all actually grade your papers, but I've seen like A+, A-, B, and all these other things. We don't do it that way in South Africa. We use the British system, I guess, I think, where we use numbers. So if the paper's out of 100, you can get 80, 70, 60, 65, so on and so forth, right? So our math paper 1 was the biggest one, the most grueling one, I think. That one had like this very complicated geometry. Was it like Euclidean geometry? I don't know, like some sort of geometry that just looked ridiculous. I was never paying attention in class, so it was like they were speaking another language to me when they were posing these questions. I was like, what are you even talking about? But I might have gotten like 13 out of 150 for one of them. But then the other one was out of like 200 and something. I got a single digit mark, I'm not exaggerating. And that was for algebra. I got a couple marks from the algebra section. I didn't care, man. I'm not proud of it. I'm not promoting that. I'm not condoning that. I was just, listen, I was checked out mentally. I was writing raps in class. I was writing, like, planning stories and reading books and just doing anything except schoolwork. And I'd get home, I would never do my homework. I slept in class a lot. I'd always snooze in class. I bunked a lot of classes. For some exams, I just straight up didn't show up. I didn't care. Because it felt like such a waste of my time. I'm like, why am I here? Like let's say I get good marks for maths and geography and all these other things. Let's say I ace these tests. What then? What do I do with this? Because I'm not interested in any of these things. I've always had a one-track mind in philosophy and just vision for my life. And I just, for better or worse, was just committed to that. And I don't know if that's a good idea. It's just the way I am. So for me, it was just like, I'll take my chances, man. I'll make it work somehow, some way. So yeah, from early on, I was just like, I know what I want to be. I know what I want to do with my life. And none of what I'm seeing right now is helping me get there. So I just kind of checked out. I wish I'd been homeschooled. Because if I'd been homeschooled, I feel like, and homeschooled in an appropriate fashion, I feel like I could have had my strengths catered to. People would have seen, oh, he's more artistic. Let's focus on that. Let's really try to bring that out of him and hone that and develop that. That's not how I want to homeschool my kids. I really want to homeschool my kids so I can find out like, what makes you tick. Like, what are you really good at? Let's focus on that. Like, what do you actually enjoy doing? Because if you can just focus on that, they'll be happy. And they can pursue something they're actually passionate about. And be the best they can possibly be from early on, from like childhood, we're just developing whatever that is. It might take a while to figure out what that is. You never know. And I'm also hoping by that time I would have built enough like of a family business that they can integrate into that. I'm hoping that's the case. That's my dream. That's my ideal. That my children work with me. I don't want them to go off doing their own things. I want them working with me, to be honest with you. Some people don't like that. Some people are like, no, you have to let them do this, do that. I mean, that's one view of things, but historically, people have always kind of stuck together and worked together because you have to think about it. If they're off doing their own thing, it means they're away from you, living their own lives. And I guess it'd be nice, I'm just saying what I'd like, it'd be nice if we could be together and build together. I think that's such a nice outcome. So yeah. I just wouldn't want them to go through what I went through. I hated high school, man. Purely because of like the school aspect of it, the academic side of things. Everything else was pretty chill, to be honest. I got along okay with people. I became very introverted around 11th grade. I just started to get into my own little shell. Stop talking to people as much. Stop hanging out. Stop going to things. I don't know. It was so weird too because I wasn't always this introverted. I think I've always been a little bit introverted, but I used to be a bit more outgoing. But at some point there was a switch, and it was a very drastic switch. I don't know what encouraged it, but I've never been the same since. I just remember just like not caring anymore about going out or being friendly with people for no reason. And that's when I just kind of got into my shell. And it wasn't because I was necessarily sad or anything. It was just a shift. It just changed. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it was necessarily that I changed. Maybe it's just I just settled into who I am more. I just became really comfortable just being me. Because I feel like maybe a big part of it was like wanting to fit in for a while, wanting to get along with people. And at some point, I don't give a fuck anymore, man. I'm okay sitting alone at break sometimes. And I did that for quite a bit of time. I'd go to the library and read. I used to love reading in the library, man. I used to eat in class, so like when everyone else was doing work, I'd eat my lunch so that at break time, I didn't have to eat. I could just read in the library because you're not allowed to eat in the library. The library is very clean and well kept. It was just a neat and tidy place. So eating in the library is just heinous. It's a heinous crime. You just don't do it. You can be sneaky about it, but don't do it. So I'd eat. It was a sacred place. I really liked the library and I respected it, so I'd never want to eat there. So I'd eat beforehand. We had 2 breaks. We had a break in the morning and break somewhere in the afternoon. So I'd make sure that all my food is finished so that I can just read in the library. I used to love reading in the library. So I'd spend all my time there instead of hanging out with people during break time. People be playing sports in the field or just hanging out, just playing games or talking, chilling. I'd be in the library. That was my vibe for a long time. And every now and then, you go out and see people, hang out with people. But it got so awkward because I'd spent so much time in the library that, you grow apart from people. You grow apart from people and you kind of you're not fitting well into the conversations anymore. You don't know what they're talking about anymore. Inside jokes don't make sense anymore. So you kind of just grow distant from everyone. So that's kind of what happened with me. But I didn't mind though. It was just a shift for me. It's just like and I've just kind of been the same way ever since. So yeah, I say all that to say I'm a homeschool my kids for sure. For sure. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Y'all let me know what you. Let me know if you made it to the end. Put like a stack of books. That book emoji, you know that book stack emoji. I think I'm remembering a book stack emoji. Am I imagining that? I'm pretty sure there was a book stack emoji. Put that if you made it to the end, because we're talking about school and stuff. Can you hear the lawnmower in the background? Anywho, let me know what you think in the comments. You know, I like to pray at the end. Oh my goodness, dear Father God, I thank you for this individual watching us right now. Thank you for making them whole, unique, and God, I'm on a path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person. Wonderful people in my life who love them, take care of them, bring the absolute best out of them, and thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in life. And by giving thanks, thank you for peace, continue to attract even more blessings. That your presence be found in this person's life. So you know that you're God, that you're real, that you love them, and you're always going to be there for them. Good health, all life, and happiness over this person, everything they care about. In your mind, I'm praying, Jesus, and I pray, amen, amen, and amen.